Hey, what's up guys? My name's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about a fintech startup that I've been very excited to talk about. As someone who was born in the younger generation and grew up with technology, I realized how much of an impact it's had on my life. And I've also been fortunate enough to figure out what I wanted to do at the age of 17, which is to go into the investment industry, specifically the quant sector. When finance and technology become intertwined with one another, a new industry is born. This is called the fintech industry, hence the name. This sector of the economy is still relatively young, specifically in its infancy stage, and it's projected to grow about 22% annually in the next few years. Recently, in the last few years, we have seen a huge influx in the development of metal credit cards, like the recently announced X1 card, but that credit card has already had a fair bit of media coverage from YouTube and the finance industry. So the fintech startup I'm going to be talking about has gone quite under the radar, and they've been only operating for about 4 years, and only 2 YouTube channels have really covered this company, and that is Cred.ai. For the past few weeks, I've been following Cred.ai pretty closely, and I've refrained from telling anybody about this company because I wasn't too sure if it was legit or not. But after checking the social media, browsing the website, and going through the first page Google results, they definitely seem to have some sort of credibility. I mean, after all, the social media is verified. So after stalking this company and its founders for the past few weeks, what exactly did I learn from it? Quite a lot. But before we disclose that information, make sure you hit that like button, make it turn blue. It massively helps out my channel, and subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Let's get right into the video. So for starters, they have a fully functional website that features a unicorn. I mean, I gotta admit, it's pretty cute. And they also have some pretty cool mouse scrolling animations that just gives it a really cool fintech vibe to the overall company. As for the back-end information, the content management system is WordPress using the Elementor page builder, which is probably the most common web building plugin. The website was launched in December of 2017, a 1 out of 10 risk rating, which makes this website pretty safe. And they also use SSL encryption, so your data is encrypted. There also seems to be no web trackers, so they don't collect your data from your behavioral interactions with the website. So this website is overall pretty safe to access. For the business itself, it's designed specifically to help the younger generation build credit using AI to manage their spending habits automatically. Hence the name Cred, like credit, and then AI, like artificial intelligence. You get this nifty black metallic credit card with no annual fee, and this is what you use to make your transactions and purchases on. It also comes with an app to track your expenses and to give you a little bit of insight on what you're spending on. For the benefits, with Cred.ai Guarantee, you'll never have to pay for any fees or interest, never overspend, and build credit automatically with a little superscript on the top of that word. So there is extra information that you should know about. Cred.ai cannot account for all variables in your financial life or changes to reporting practices. Increases or specific changes to your credit score are not guaranteed. So basically what Cred.ai is saying is that they don't track all of your spending decisions. Therefore, they are not liable for the changes in your credit. For example, if you decide to default on your student loans and your credit score tanks, Cred.ai won't know that, and so they are not going to be liable for that change. There is an option to turn off the AI, but you will be facing upwards to a 17.76 APR if you have a balance. And that may seem like a lot, but that's pretty standard for a credit card, and that's actually kind of like on the lower end of interest rates on credit cards. For the exclusive benefits with Cred.ai, you get access to the flux capacitor, where they give you the spending power of a deposited paycheck 2 days in advance. Again, there is a little caveat to this. It's not too big of a deal, but you will have to time your deposits correctly in order to get access to your paycheck early. This is a pretty significant feature because sometimes you might need that money to pay for like rent or something, and so that might come in really clutch. And it kind of reminds me of the Robinhood and Webull instant deposit feature, where both companies will allow you to gain access to $1,000 of buying power, and so you're able to trade instantly after you make the transaction. And when you apply this to the banking industry, this is going to be a game changer. You also gain access to the Stealth Card service, which allows you to create self-destructing virtual credit cards that hide your private information. This is actually a really cool feature that's often underrated, and I've only seen like one other company do this. I think it's privacy.com, if I'm not mistaken. But basically what it does is it generates you a new set of credit card numbers, and then you give that number to your vendor to make a transaction. And so that vendor has your self-destructing information and not your actual credit card information. You would typically want to use this feature when you're ordering pizza on the phone, coin sites, and free trials. Ha, coin sites. So if you want to make a shady transaction, you can do so without compromising your information. The final feature is Friend and Foe, which allows you to create a wall between you and the merchant. So if you like a certain vendor, then you can authorize them to make a transaction on your behalf. And if you don't like a certain vendor, then you can restrict them from making any transactions. This creates another protective layer of security, and it prevents fraudulent activity. And I think this is going to be an amazing addition, especially as we shift into the subscription-based service industry. We also have small bits of information, such as having access to the Allpoint ATM network, which provides us with 55,000 free ATMs across the US. Deposits are also FDIC insured up to $250,000, which is pretty standard, so there's nothing really game-changing about that. As for the actual credit card itself, we don't have any information regarding the sign-up bonuses, points, and cash back. And this is a really big concern because this is a huge deal breaker for many people. So hopefully they can incorporate some sort of cashback rewards program, and then on top of that offer a sign-up bonus, which isn't necessary. But if they decide to exclude it, then they might need to raise that cashback benefit to at least 2% on all purchases, like the Citibank Double Cash. Because the reality is all credit cards now have a 1% cashback standard. And so if you're not able to meet that criteria, then why get that credit card in the first place? Ultimately, they have very good intentions, and I love how they are innovating and taking a leap in the banking industry. But my only concern is the cashback and sign-up bonuses, because that is what matters the most. In order to really incentivize our generation, we need to offer them cashback for them to build credit. And that's really it, guys. I hope y'all found this video useful. I really do believe that finance is becoming a frictionless economy, and fintech is paving the way for the future. Once they become big enough to compete with traditional banks, those banks are going to have to innovate. And if they don't, then they're probably going to go extinct. And that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Just leave it down in the comments below. I'll definitely read it. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, make it turn blue. Massively helped out my channel, and it literally takes 3 seconds. Subscribe and turn on a notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and TikTok. And if you want 2 free stocks on Webull, link down in the description below. Sign up, create an account, and deposit $100 and get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400. And I'll see you guys in the next video.